Hello everybody, good morning for my part of the world. I'm Fatty Q and I'm back with another Final Table video. This time it's a 10k main lobby tournament, not one of the ones from part of the Red Cat tourney series, but the same structure, just 8 hours earlier than one that actually counts. Sitting fourth right now, I was super duper short and then I crushed everybody during the hand for hand. Everybody was folding everything. I guess they just want to make the final table. And I was pretty short. I didn't want to make the final table and be in one of the bottom 3 spots or anything like that. So I just started, and I had about 8 to 12 big blinds the whole time. So I just started shoving, and 3 of them in a row, actually, 3 hands in a row, and they all got through. And that's a good way to play 8-4 when you flop top pair like a champion. Almost a $500,000 for first, which is awesome. This one had 286 runners. Yeah. And to continue the streak of my indecisiveness, back to the Nova table theme. Not back to teal felt, but now the felt is teal and my HUD is cut in half. I don't know how much it matters that the HUD in this tournament, because I don't know very many of these players except Shala Bob up here has been pretty tight, but I'll run through it as quick as I can after this hand is done. I found that I start talking about it and then I lose my train of thought because I'm trying to think about a hand and I don't want to skip anything like that. Okay, so underneath the player's nameplate, it's all the pre-flop stats. So VP, I'm at this Vicar player over here. VPIP, PFR, limp fold, attempt to steal, fold to steal, 3-bet, fold to 3-bet. And then on top of everybody's nameplate is aggression frequency, C-bet flop, fold to C-bet flop, C-bet turn, and fold to C-bet turn. But most of the post-flop stats above their names, the ones that are overlapping all their cards, I don't have any hands on anybody really. It's much more helpful in home games when you play the same people a billion times and you really start to know what people are doing. This guy's been playing pretty solid, so I'm just going to call here. And we miss. And I wouldn't be surprised if he shoved here. Nope, bets less than a third of the pot. I don't think, if I shove here, I don't think I'm going to get called by worse though. So, let that go. Stuff even like ace king, ace queen, that kind of stuff. Just a min raise under the gun probably is good against my ace jack. This, now we're in second last place. I will be shoving. It's very more solid stats actually on this final table than I usually see. Nice try with ace 6 though. Not really. Nice try, buddy. As I was saying, Vicar here, it's kind of wonky stats, but it's kind of weird. Like a nice playing range, but only raising 3% of the time. Oh, there's one hand. One hand at a 35. Reno, 15-8, those are pretty normal looking numbers. 12-6 is on the tight side, but still bit more normal. 22-14, totally fine. 34, pretty bad. But I guess he's at a final table playing like that, so he's doing something right. This is the really tight player shoving, so even with the pot odds, yeah. I just noticed Reno said Tepa all in, which is, was not all in, pretty much. Or maybe wondering why I didn't shove. That might be with the 11 big blinds, and I had 8s, I think. Or was it? Did I shove? No, I didn't shove this. Why didn't I shove that? I don't know. That's a good question. Here I'm shoving 11 big blinds. Here I said I want to be here. I wanted to stay. The only person I'm really worried about calling is Golsha here, but I have more chips than they do, so I'm going to be shoving this. And that's not a good sign. Oh, it's a flip. And we win a big flip, a very big flip. In the first place, big flip. My favorite kind of flip. Bit surprised calling off with Jack 7. This is another guy who's been playing pretty standard. I wouldn't call calling off with Jack 7 pretty standard. This looks like a pretty good spot. 40 doesn't raise that much, so I'm gonna 3-bet. I think I'm gonna get called too. I don't think they raise so little to yeah. They raise so little that, especially if they're raising an early position, I don't think they would fold if I re-raised. And that sucks. But we had the right idea. Here I think I'm shoving. I don't expect Gosha to call, and they have 100% fold to steal. Oh, it's only one hand though. Well, I'm trying anyway. Gotta gamble at some point, right? And luckily they had 8-5. And we have them crushed. I think this is simply too strong to fold. And hopefully we stay good, and we do. Vicar, who's been playing on the tight side, open limps. Kind of weird. Very weird, actually. He limped ace queen pre. Sneaky. And end of the gun too. One more down. I think I'm going to make a tight fold here just in case the player behind me goes nuts. And that was not the case. Oh well. Same problem here is I'm a little worried about them, but they folded last time, so. And he didn't have auto fold on this time. Quite the opposite, actually. So I will be folding this, but I'll make it look like I'm thinking about it. Often, if you just immediately fold, you get the other player thinking you can just push you around, which they will, and they'll just do it to you every single time. And if you go a little card dead, it's really frustrating. I'm not totally excited about playing this, but I think we're deep enough that we should. Yeah. same idea here. Just in case 40 here played King Queen or something, calling in position, I think I'm going to check here. I really don't want to c-bet when I don't have position on this guy and he has a whole ton of chips. King on the turn makes it unlikely that this guy has a king, or even vicar who, yeah, let's bet small. Maybe we can represent it. And he just flats, which is frightening. And I think I just want to shut down. Yeah, I do. And even if he didn't have a king, it's the power of position right there. Surprise black hole folded that. He's got he had like 3 or 4 big blinds left. Nice river, buddy. I mean, don't recommend calling off with Jack 6. It's no better than the Jack 7 earlier, but I guess the best hand won. That's good. And down to 4. I'm definitely calling this. And that's not good. Oh, club. No. Okay. Here I'm shoving this just because last time 45 had something, it was like a medium ace, it was ace 6, but now I'm not so sure. And I think I want to fold. It's too bad we didn't get to see those cards. Here in last place with 10 big blinds, I'm just shoving here. Less than 10, more like 6.5. And we need an ace or 3. And we don't get one, and that's it. But we do get 200,000 for first, or 200,000 for fourth. We did not get first. But pretty good and good practice for the Red Cat Tourney Series 2. On to the next one.